Hi guys, welcome to the channel of a laugh. It's 10:40 AM. That was a bit strange. It didn't allow me to take a thumbnail. So it's used the background image of my channel. Okay. I'm just putting these cards away. We might use them. We can use these. Is this on with him? Yes. I feel like we're going to have a really nice, peaceful, quiet morning. It's a good time to do a reading. We'll do a reading with my new reading glasses. I'm excited to see how clear my vision is reading these messages. Okay, let me put them on. Enough of this squinting, because I really just can't see the writing at all. So normally I'd have to squint, and then it seems I'm speaking ever so slowly as an abracadabra. This is amazing. Power and healing. To get what you love, you first have to be patient. To get what you love, you first have to be patient with what you have. There's a bit of a glare there. It's a cold, cloudy day. I might get the messages out first. Hi, Cynthia. It must be really early for you there, Cynthia. It's not hot or sunny today. It's a bit drizzly. So I've got the lamp on because I wanted to feel like homely. My hands are freezing, and my coffee is like cold. But I wasn't sure whether I was going to rest because all of a sudden I came over like quite tired. But I do know the squinting makes me quite tired, so I'll have none of that. But if I keep that on, I don't know what the lighting's like without it on. It's but obviously, oh, there's fingerprints. I know why that was, because I was clutching them on the lenses. I remember doing it. I acknowledged doing it and thinking, why are you doing that? There's going to be fingerprints on there now. Evidence. Fingerprints. Oh my goodness, now I've gone giggly. It'd be awesome if I keep these glasses on, but that glare is just too much. We'll see what the light is. Look, you still see that fingerprint. Amazing how clear these messages are. Okay. Oh, Cynthia, hold on. Let me get my glasses on. I won't have to do this. I've been away for a few days again, haven't I? I have. I've got a few days off now. 6 to be exact. So, and how do we spend my first day? We're chatting to you guys. Okay, look, are these... Okay. We can see... Oh, me. I think that's me we can see. It's the window, isn't it, behind? Or is it just my phone? What was that? We can tolerate this, can't we? You just get to see the... Lucy, stop pissing around. That's what happens when you give me a pair of glasses. Okay, right. Let me read some messages to you. I don't like how like my eyes look through it. I imagine my eyes like magnified as well. Oh, I can read Cynthia's messages now. It's 6:43 AM. Check me out. Belle has to be at school for 7:50, and it's 15 minutes away without traffic. Well, there won't be any traffic, so, and it's 6:50. So you've got 1 hour and 5 minutes until Bear has to be there. So we've got 50 minutes. Let's say 40. Okay. Should we say 6:40, and then that gives you ample time. Right, let me get a few cards out. Honeysuckle, just a suckle energy. Crocus. I was going to say triumph. Trumpet, gentian, honeysuckle, crocus, and magnolia, and sacred lotus. Enlightenment. No mud, no lotus. Okay. Ha 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 ha. Ample brought a light bulb to mind here. That's cool. It can stay. We know. Well, it is a light bulb, but it's behind a shade. Does it? Should I dim it? Why would you dim the light, Lucy? Well, I don't know. To adjust. Love's got me looking so crazy right now. Okay. That was the sacred lotus, enlightenment, no mud, no lotus. The trumpet, let me show you these images. Okay, that's that. Oh, I fell in a silly mood. There's nothing wrong with that, is there? Coffee. I need a hot cup of coffee. It's gentian. Power and healing. To get what you love, you first have to be patient with what you have, including the lighting. To get what you love, you first have to be patient with what you have. Contentment. Honeysuckle. Domestic happiness and devoted affection. I will wind thee in my arms, so doth the woodbine, the honeysuckle, gently entwist. William Shakespeare. Domestic happiness and devoted affection. I will wind thee in my arms, so doth the woodbine, the honeysuckle, gently entwist. William Shakespeare. Crocus. Cheerfulness. It is spring again. The earth is like a child that knows poems by heart. The earth is like a child that knows poems by heart. It does feel a bit springy. Springy or autumny? Well, I felt very autumn yesterday. As I was walking along the road, all the leaves have kind of fallen. And autumn. It was like autumn is here. I just knocked those 3 cards. And so it is, went through my mind. Cheerfulness. Okay, did I show you the card? You'll grow comfortable in them. They look good. Thank you. I've got another pair as well. Well, there was somebody, the story behind it, which I imagine you know, well, part of it, is that somebody was going to be getting me a pair because at work I'm just like squinting. They say, just put my glasses on. And I said, right, I'm actually going to get you a pair. So the other day I was like, have you got my glasses yet? Because like I'm putting off like buying them. And she went into her bag and she said, you can have my spare ones. So, fantastic. So I no choosing of any designs. I've got her spare ones. Well, it just so happened that later on that day, was it that day? Might have been the next day. Does it matter? Not really. But afterwards, because I had seen some of these glasses, but they were like asking for like £9 for them, £8.99 to be £8.99, and it's like she told me she picked hers up for like £1. Like from the pound shop. Anyway, I didn't go to the pound shop, but I went to another shop and I saw these as I was just about to head to the checkout, and they were £1.99, and I thought I'll have some of those. So I tried on only 2 different types, and I decided to go with these ones, to be honest with you. It's really hard to see because it's got like the long tag kind of hanging here, and it's like, so. What did I just show you? Crocus. So let's go to Magnolia. Nobility and self-esteem. There is nothing noble in being superior to your fellow men. True nobility lies in being superior to your former self. What's going on here today? Okay. Now, I've been playing with the Tarot Mucha over the last few days. So coffee. What's coming through, I just say what's coming through, because it's continuously evolving, the story. Divine Feminine, keeping the balance. Why? Okay. Kind of shit goes on in the world, but it always is. It always will. That's contrast. And you just seem to keep your balance. Heavy burdens that don't appear to be heavy for you, but you will just deal with them. And it's like you've cut yourself off from all bullshit. The energy of a sharp tongue. But I feel that's like in the past. I don't like get a nasty energy from this. Blunt. Straight to the point. That's a better way of putting it. Oh, it comes in with that domestic happiness and devoted appreciation, I was going to say. Affection. William Shakespeare. I always feel like she's giggling here. Do you know why this is? This is because she knows the secrets, or the secrets. She knows kind of what's going on. So that's why it's easy for her to go with the flow. You don't look at this as being like a heavy burden. It's something that will challenge you to overcome a particular emotion. So you like welcome it. It's like I welcome anything that's going to help me progress and to grow and to challenge, well, we could say challenge your beliefs, challenge your disposition. How well balanced are you? Or do you lose your cool and snap? But I feel this is of the past. So you understand the ebb and flow of life. You understand that you create your experience. Look. Now, let's feminine in this card. If it was a masculine's Rider-Waite card, I feel like I actually want to find it. We can do. We'll compare. What cards do I need out? They're together, the Moon and the Two of Pentacles now. Is that anything? How do you do that? Should we read what the card means? Two of Pentacles. This is a precarious time and you are standing on shifting sands. Take care to keep your footing as you balance multiple tasks. Be sure you are giving adequate attention to everything that is your responsibility. There is a danger of something precious being lost simply because you cannot be everywhere at once. No captain can pilot two ships at the same time. Be realistic and cautious. It's like, really? I just felt the energy of her. Captaining. Captaining? Captain. Yeah, captaining. Okay. More control here. Not so much control. The risk of losing something precious because you can't be in more than one place at one time. Heavy burden. All I can hear is my daughter's phone pinging downstairs. You're going to break your back. That's what I was taken to. Really feels here as if like she's not actually dealing with like the burden. Maybe it's not hers to deal with. The passionate spirit reaches out to fully embrace the adventure of life. Is this the right card? It is. The 10 of Wands. The passionate spirit reaches out to fully embrace the adventure of life with all its opportunities and challenges. It felt a bit positive for this card because I feel that this is like the passionate spirit. But the wise person knows when too much has been taken on. It serves no one to weigh yourself down with so many tasks and projects that none can be done well. Worse, it burdens you with immobility, if you say it like that, when your creative ambition longs to explore new worlds. Hand over some of your responsibilities. Do not make yourself a martyr. Key ideas, burdens, becoming oppressive, unwise multitasking, burning out, and exhaustion. Okay. Queen of Truth here. What I feel the difference is here is this one's wanting to speak. It's like she is going to summon you forward so that she can get some things off of her chest. This one's fine. I'll say what needs to be said and then I'm done. Let's read about the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords keeps her distance and does not easily welcome intimacy. Those who are worthy of her company must respect her independence and her intelligence. Her mind is always working and she sees all sides of a situation clearly, which allows her to manipulate it to her advantage. But those few she loves are loved fiercely. If this card does not represent a person, it can indicate a need for detached assessment of the entire situation before acting. The key ideas, keen intelligence, a calling of emotions, strategy for the advancement of loved ones. the Moon card. It's like she is the moon. Her head's in the moon. And on this side you've got, I think it's meant to be a dog and a wolf. I'm not sure. The towers look different. Looks more like a chess piece. Okay. Something about like it's time to take your turn, or it's your turn. Taking turns. That'd be the Wheel of Fortune. And the cards that I saw come out together was those. And I made mention of it. And the card under that was the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. The Moon. So the only major arcana card. Let me see if it tells us what the major arcana are. Generally speaking, when you get a major card in a reading, it has more significance than a minor card. Majors may be about situations and energies that affect your life in a powerful way, or that provide important lessons for your soul's journey. Minors are more mundane and deal with day-to-day experiences, offering advice through symbols and metaphors about actions you might take or avoid taking. Okay. The court cards represent people. They may stand for someone you know or will come to know, or you may see aspects of yourself in their characteristics. It does say here, it is up to you whether you feel the gender of the court personage is important to consider. Remember that all tarot cards are archetypes and that gender roles may not be the most important part of the message. Okay, I felt like your turn. Doesn't matter, it's not like a set of rules for feminines and a different set of rules for the masculine. There are no rules, there's just ways of being. All these cards mundane and genuine enough to apply to anyone. Not quite making sense of that comment. Let me read what the Moon card. Did it say anything more about... no. About the major. The captain. The major. Let's go to the Moon. The goddess of the Moon. The goddess of the Moon welcomes you to her world of dreams. She holds her hands to her lips for silence and secrecy are needed in this realm. This is the place of looking within, of intuition and psychic messages. Across the waters of the unconscious lie two towers, guardians and gateways to the land beyond. Luminous drops of dew fall to fertilise the imagination. Everything looks different by moonlight, and you are meant to see things in a new light, leaving behind the sharp shadows and light of day. This is a softer understanding, a more subtle illumination. Stuttering a lot. All signs and portents are to be heeded now. Fear is natural, for danger awaits in darkness. Trust your instincts, the most mysterious depths of the self. The key ideas is dreams, understanding slowly revealed. Feminine mysteries, intuition, and the great mystery. A great mystery, but I was led to the Oracle of Shadows and Light, and that's really blurry. Oh, let's come back, Lucy. Coffee. I need to reread this message for myself because I was like, this is adequate. It's okay. To get what you love, warm coffee, you first have to be patient with what you have. Okay. Cheers to the channel of love. Cheers to coffee. Should we have a look at the bottom of the decks? Oh my. Okay. Well, this was on the bottom of the deck anyway because I didn't shuffle the cards. The Tower energy. Let's see what's on the bottom of the Tarot Mucha. The Tower energy is when the divine steps in. It's shattering. It's like the worst thing that you can think of has manifested itself. Fear. Okay. You've just been focused on it. So, of course, your worst fear is going to manifest. So how you handle the situation, the burden, the challenge, the fear. Well, this is death, so more transformation. Okay, you're going through the transition. Wasn't meant to be. Ooh, glasses back on. Let's read this Major Arcana, the Death card. I can read the Tower meaning. Let's do that first. Card number 16. A blast from the heavens destroys a tower that seemed unconquerable, and those who dwelled within its walls fall from the heights. The tower was built with such a forbidding design that it not only protected its inhabitants, it effectively imprisoned them in their own creation. The tower now stands open to the elements, its magnificent gilded dome blown away. Worldly wealth and the illusion of security matter little to the soul who demands liberation. If you do not seek freedom on your own, the universe may give it to you in unexpected ways. Nothing can prepare you for the shock of the blasted tower, but if you freely move beyond your small enclosure, you can avoid being thrown from it against your will. The key idea is sudden change, utter transformation. We're going over to that now, the Death card. Destruction that leads to creation, shock, awakening. Your turn. All I can see is towers. It's like you won't be able to avoid them. Embrace them. Learn from them. Look at the towers here in the background. Let's read the Death energy. Excuse me. A long vigil ends at sunrise, and the knight who has undergone the ordeal lies naked and seemingly dead. His sword has been held in the possession of a priest, for no worldly weapon can be of use when the enemy is death itself. Setting aside the trappings of his mortal life, the knight offered himself on the altar of the ultimate sacrifice, to die to his old self and be reborn, purified, worthy of sacred service. Will death claim the knight for his own, or set his feet back on the path of mortality? To truly be transformed, it must not matter. Acceptance of endings is demanded. So the acceptance of endings is demanded, whether of life itself or merely one role in that lifetime. Something that is finished must be released. The new day is dawning. Key ideas: release of what no longer serves, the end of a part of life, rebirth into a new self or situation. Oh, the Lover's Oracle's coming with it. Come on then. What's coming with the Tower? Messages from your lover. Beep, 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 beep. Where's my book about the fears? Is it in my book? I don't know if I did write it in here. I don't think it's in here. I'll read this. It may be relevant. Secrets for personal joy and success. There's 9 of them. Would you like to hear them? Secrets for personal joy and success. Number 1, persistent. Number 2, look inside yourself. Number 3, real wisdom comes from doing something even if it fails. Number 4, recognize your ego from your true self. Number 5, compassion. Number 6, patience. Number 7, detach from outcome. I feel that's relevant with this. That there's no kind of strings attached. Detach from outcome. Number 8, have no enemies. Number 9, in everything you do, seek happiness. Okay, there you have it then. We'll focus on those rather than having a look at what the fears are that prohibit us. It's like that prohibit us from breaking out of our small enclosure. That's what that card said. What card did I last read? Maybe the Death card? The Tower? The message was there. Voodoo in blue, back off. What's interesting is I spoke about like the sharp tongue and how like the evolution from having a smart tongue, a sharp tongue, to having how to put it, a harsh voice in comparison to a gentle, loving approach. Okay. But I was only speaking to Jamie about this yesterday, about how both of us are very, very quiet in comparison to how our personalities were very loud and very loud and could like argue back, fly off the handle, and we just acknowledge that we're just not those energies anymore. We don't feel the need, and we so much more enjoy just being this very gentler essence in the world. Okay. So I just felt I wanted to say that because it feels like it's your turn to go through, some terrible times when you say things that, you know that they're hurtful things. You shouldn't be saying them, but it's just so much frustration, multitasking, so many things going on. That you've created your own life, you've allowed it to occur, to happen, that you kind of, not you push people away, but you just want some space and some peace and quiet. I'm singing, you ain't seen nothing yet. So I feel like this is the version of you that, you know, oh my goodness, I'm a monster. How can I say them things? And but it's part of the progression. 22. When you recognise you don't want to be that person. The one that has to maybe, you know, prove a point, having a smart tongue, always needing to be right. Let it go. I've gone to page 23, Violet Angel Breaking Dawn. It mentioned about a new dawn. Let's read this card, this message. About Voodoo in Blue. This fairy is letting you know that it's time to back off from a person or situation that is not in your best interests, and that you may need to be brave and stop being so welcoming of what you actually do not want. So this blue fairy waving her voodoo doll is letting you know very clearly that you now may, let's put that in there, that you can do this. You're being told to stand up for yourself, okay? There's some people in your life that are not worthy of your energy. This fairy is letting you know that it's time to back off from a person or situation that is not in your best interests, and that you may need to be brave and stop being so welcoming of what you actually do not want. So this blue fairy waving her voodoo doll is letting you know very clearly that you now must tell someone to take a step back. You know you have been overriding your instincts with what seems rational, with misguided desire to help and befriend someone who may not be particularly good for you. Voodoo in Blue doesn't mind if she looks a bit nasty when she gives the back off message. Okay, I made mention of like her response. It was like she'll say what needs to be said and then she's done. You don't have to get nasty. You don't have to create an enemy or a frenemy situation. No enemies. No enemies. But that's what it said, didn't it? Just some things will not be tolerated. Okay. Have no enemies. You just cut them out. They don't need to be part of your life. Okay. Voodoo in Blue doesn't mind if she looks a bit nasty when she gives the back off message. She'd rather she was loud and clear and that the person pushing her buttons leaves quickly. So, what's going on with the voice? So she wants you to start trusting your instincts, to start valuing being honest above being nice. You do feel like you need to stay away from someone and to tell that person clearly to stay away from you. And Voodoo in Blue, stepping forward to speak with you, confirms that your hunches have been ever so right. Voodoo in Blue speaks. You are doing so well right now that you may begin to attract some attention from people who are, quite simply, opportunistic. Opportunistic, okay. And you are being kind and wishing to help, and so I am going to step in and give you a very clear warning. I don't mind if I look like the bad guy. What matters is that you get the message. Time to do a little stay away magic, and while I won't be sending them bad thoughts, after all, there are no pins in my voodoo doll, you, if you take my advice, won't be asking them to come round for tea anytime soon. Your feelings are right on this one. You know what to do. Don't get involved and don't get bullied. You may have to smile too, a little, to get them to stay away. Now, yesterday I had a message that come through the cards, and it was like two people putting their heads together about like a venture, a project, okay? but it was like, this project is not going to be successful, do not get involved in this, because it came through like the energy. It was more, I used the Tarot to Go cards, and it was a lot of sword energy in there. It was the Queen of Swords, and she's holding the swords, and it was the King of Swords, and his sword was up, but it looked like the spark was coming from behind like a cloud. Okay, as if asking for support. Do I trust this? And it was like, no, this project is not going to have a positive, happy outcome. So, kind of makes sense with that message. The divination message. You need someone to back right off and give you space. You are not liking them. You are not welcoming them. And you need to be very clear and straight about that, despite all your desires to be a loving and lovely person. Detach from whatever it is that's giving you so much, well, grief, by asking whatever and whoever it is that is irritating you, draining you, or pushing your buttons to leave you be for the moment. Be respectful and kind, yet cool at first. But if good intentions are mistaken for a new invitation, be very clear and say away. Stop being so nice that you send very mixed messages. It's banishing time. It's banishing time. Interesting now, because what did I say here? Be respectful and kind, yet cool. And I may mention, are you going to keep your cool with these challenges? Or are you going to lose it? Okay. Where should we go from here? 42 minutes. Cynthia, it's time to get off to school. So I'll catch up with you later. I'm not going just yet, but if Cynthia's on her way to school, then I'm going to pull a few more cards. Or just in case I don't get to see her message. And she says cheerio. Have a great day at school, Bear. It's taken to Bear in the big blue house. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the big blue house. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the big blue house. Door is open. Come on in. Now you're here, so let's begin. I'm only going to put a couple of more cards. The journey of love. Let's have some coffee first. And then we'll get a Rumi message. I can leave you with some daily guidance, actually. That would be nice. So, dream a little. I've got the daily guidance cards. Card number 51. Geez, I feel like we're in a rush. We're not in a rush. It's all good. The divine wants to bless you with inspiration, just as a lover will come to the door of the beloved with a spontaneous gift of flowers. So dream a little, let your imagination wander and wonder. What if? What is? What if? What else could be? Breaking down the rigid walls of expectation. Just because something has been done, doesn't say that. Just because something has been does not indicate that it must continue in the same way. So dream a little and receive your spiritual gift. This oracle brings you guidance. Have a look at the image. This oracle brings you guidance. A spiritual gift of inspiration is on its way or has just recently been received. It isn't flight of fancy. It's a gift from the divine. Receive it and believe in no possibilities. So that took me to when I was explaining to you what the King and Queen of Swords looks like in the deck I used with the message about you will, well, not to maybe get involved in that project, but you will receive, like, there was, it's like a cross on the sword. It looks like it's a spark of an idea. That's what it took me to, an inspiration. A flash of inspiration, which is what the tower provides. And look at this, underneath. She was also present in the reading, where it was quite amazing, actually. It was just Major Arcana after Major Arcana that kept coming out. Well, actually, that was this morning. And it was all to do with the feminine's intuition and tapping in. Providing guidance for those who are asking. From unexpected meetings, we talked and shared our lifetime, a gentle, peaceful, quiet time, reflected in our smile. We winged our way to distant places and walked along remembered faces of lives we know we lived some time before. And like a bud about to flower, having reached its appointed hour, we watch ourselves begin to open in the warm touch of spring. Oh, the Lover's Oracle. That wanted to come out with the Oracle of Shadows and Lights, so let me just use them now. Just keep adding on the cards. Give me a chance to shuffle them, please. Seriously. Please. $46 on the counter. Just my age. Oh, okay. Oh my goodness, come on. First card I saw was this one. Time. You were trying too hard, give it time. That's the energy of being flustered and not knowing what to say. You're trying too hard, give it time. On my lap is my beloved. Dream a little. My beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually, we are always united, for love transcends space and time and nothing is missing. Right there on your lap. Emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. Part of the process. Look inside yourself. Examine what is causing you to feel this way. Okay, let's go to Rumi, and then we should get you some daily guidance on this Thursday. We want the book, thank you. No songs today? I don't know. Have I sang? Maybe not. Ooh, the Lover and the Beloved. Oh, I felt like we're going to put them in the mix. Lots of things to like juggle. It's important. Top priority is choosing what you want, what you're wanting, not anybody else. You. What are you wanting for your life? Dream a little. Okay, we've got the cards, the Lion and the Deer. 20% battery. Got the card, the Lion and the Deer. 22. 22. Oh, bit snappy now. Come on. Divine Mother manifests. Let's go to 22. Alright, I just saw. Hello, my old friend. Have a look at this card. When you enter the garden of the heart, you become fragrant like the rose. When you fly toward heaven, you become graceful like the angel. If you get burned like oil, you become brilliant. When you become thin like hair in yearning, your joy leads the way. You'll be the kingdom and the king. You'll be paradise and the guardian angel. I wonder where that word would come into today's reading. I'll explain. You'll be the kingdom and the king. You'll be paradise and the guardian angel. You'll be infidelity and you'll be faith. You'll be the lion and you'll be the deer. 101 Dalmatians. When I was washing up, as you do, you go into like a little thinking zone, connecting. Connection with water, I'm sure it is. Okay. And all that kept coming through was like, I want the whole package. I want the full package. The whole package. We then say the whole package. I want the whole package. And then I could see like all these different options of like packages you could choose. It's like, well, I want the whole package. Well, what does that mean? Well, I want the paradise package. The real deal. But it was more about, I want the whole package. Okay, let's read that again. When you enter the garden of the heart, you become fragrant like the rose. When you fly towards heaven and you become graceful, let's calm down, slow down. When you fly towards heaven, you become graceful like the angel. If you get burned like oil, you become brilliant. When you become thin like hair in yearning, your joy leads the way. You'll be the kingdom and the king. You'll be paradise and the guardian angel. You'll be infidelity and you'll be faith. You'll be the lion and you'll be the deer. Boom. You are the lion and the deer. You are bold, fierce and vibrant. And you are silent, sweet and gentle. If I should come to you in arrogance, you roar at me until my falsehood quakes in fear, so terrified it gives up the game, and love's conquest happens yet again. If I should come to you in surrendered adoration, open to whatever you may wish, you are so gentle with me. Like a deer, you offer me nothing to fear or resist, so that I too become sweet and gentle, longing to submit to your tender ministrations. So then, I do not fear my own errors, for even if I stumble into arrogance, I shall be made wiser by your magnificent roar and become humble. Even if I become weak, I shall draw succour, evoking the tenderness in you. Whatever is needed to keep me true to love, is what you give me. For you are the holy lion, proud and mighty, and the sweet deer, gentle as the modest breezes of spring. Hello, my old friend, do you remember me? We are the oldest of friends, ancient soulmates we are, acquainted over many lifetimes, past and through many lessons learned together in the school of love. So here we meet again in this advanced spiritual training of the human experience, with the earth as our classroom. The moment is upon us to leave behind what we have once known and to open up to the great mystery of life again. Our souls leapt from the divine oneness through the river of forgetfulness and now dive into a body and a life. What a journey that leap begins. Let us embark on this studious adventure together. Let us honour the tiger and the lamb within each other, the lion and the deer. I can witness in you both the raging warrior who fights with unbreakable honour, and the healer who brings together those things torn apart. Of course, for are we not all things? Are we not human and angel, animal and spirit? Are we not heaven and earth? Are we not divine? And in being divine, being all things are divine. So we are here together in the school of love, not for the soul who still adheres to preference instead of curiosity, not for the soul who craves comfort instead of devotion to divine adventure. We must be like lovers, you and I, if we are to take these lessons. We must be willing to become mad with passion, crazy enough to chase the great beloved, even if it means forgetting who we are for a time, to have the sacred delight of rediscovery, breaking some rules and looking like fools. Well, what could be greater than becoming a fool for love? Love's got me looking so crazy right now. That's the song I sang. I'm going to share it in the description box. What could be greater than becoming a fool for love? That will do for us. That will do well. Let us be fools for love together. So shall we become study mates? We'll recognise each other, even in all our varied garbs, bright or sombre, wild or gentle. We'll become the most enthusiastic students in the school of love, urging each other on to even greater feats of passion and devotion. How we shall outdo each other in grand gestures and our unwavering commitment. Got tickly nose. This oracle brings you special guidance. This oracle brings you a special message. I've got the daily guidance in a moment, okay? This oracle brings you a special message. You are rediscovering a part of yourself that has been lost or submerged underneath more practical concerns. Of course, if practicality is about survival, then learning to be your true self is most essential and practical. All other paths lead to death of the soul. You are asked to bear the chaos of this rediscovery. It may be that talents from this or other lifetimes are reawakened and cause you some discomfort at first, even though they will ultimately bring joy and greater fulfillment. The discomfort may be around how those talents are best expressed, about overcoming shame, guilt, doubt, or other judgments. It may even be about who you are. If you now admit your talent or other emerging personality traits, perhaps what is being unearthed in you now is darker, your sacred rage, refusal to accept disrespect in your life, your inability to tolerate lies and deceptions. Well then, you are the lion and the deer. That is nature. There is to be both in the world. You are not becoming contradictory or hypocritical. You are becoming whole. The guidance this oracle brings you is that you shall prosper most now if you are willing to unbecome what you have believed yourself to be. It was never really true anyway, that view. It was partial at best, and just a view, an identity, not a genuine reality. Some of your previous sense of self shall likely come with this transition into the fuller experience of your being, and some of that previous identity shall be shed as far too limiting. It just won't feel true for you anymore, if it ever did. Any crisis or confusion this brings you shall be temporary fuel to ignite the divine fires within. They simmer into life, cooking you from within, bringing all your flavours, spicy and sweet, bitter and sour, into perfect balance so that your being, your presence, becomes an exquisite dish served up as a divine feast. You shall become nourishment for the world in perfect balance. Your being will hold all, for it holds all within it. Your being will your being will hold all, for it holds all within it. It will deny nothing and become a tonic to feed every taste, every appetite, every hunger, and every deficiency. What an extraordinary sublime meal you shall be, how your presence shall nourish the world. And it all begins with shedding the either or the or and recognising instead the all. With such wild permission for unconditional love, you shall thrive in your beingness and feed the hungry world with a meal complete, satisfying and exquisite. Yummy, yum, yum. Let me finish with some daily guidance from your angels. Hi, Original. How are you doing, darling? And you've put like praying hands, and look where I've opened. Split the deck. Ask us to help you in this situation, and we will immediately go to work on your behalf. We're governed by many universal laws, and among them is the free will that allows you to make your own choices and decisions. So we patiently await your request. I'm going to read this. It's a sign! This is your daily guidance. Ask. Ask us to help you in this situation, and we will immediately go to work on your behalf. We're governed by many universal laws, and among them is the free will that allows you to make your own choices and decisions. So we patiently await your request. This card serves as a reminder to ask your angels for help more often. The angels can help with any and all areas of life, including bringing your ideas, courage, faith, confidence and clarity. They can also help with all material needs such as money, time, health and vitality. The additional meanings for this card: ask for whatever you need. Instead of complaining, ask for help. Ask the people in your life to help you. Delegate. Hire others to assist you. Request help from your angels for everything, no matter how small or large. We'll look at the bottom of the deck here. Daydream. Dream a little. You will more easily hear and receive our messages if you daydream regularly. I feel this is like guidance for the masculine. Ask. Even the colourings in the card. Daydream. You will more easily hear and receive our messages if you daydream regularly. Relax and open your mind to receiving without directing your thoughts. Just notice any feelings, visions or ideas as if you were watching a movie. This is a seat of creativity. Messages coming through. Daydream. Cupid. Cupid comes before the daydream. The angels sent you this card because they wish you to be open and receptive to new ideas. It's important for you to engage in daydreaming now as a way to receive inspiration and wonderful ideas. Don't try to make anything happen. Just follow the trail of your thoughts naturally as they flow into new ways of looking at things. Write your ideas in a special journal and ask your angels for guidance on which action steps to take to enact these dreams. Take action without delay where you're guided. The additional meanings of this card: be open to new possibilities, allow yourself to dream big, give yourself permission to relax and let go. Try something new that you've always wanted to do and brainstorm with yourself or others for new ideas. And that energy, when I was doing a reading yesterday and the brainstorming, I mentioned about brainstorming about a project, but the project isn't like going to be successful. But this is divine masculine, divine feminine, like brainstorming. Okay, that's it. I'll catch up with you guys soon. Okay, so until then, take care. Let's take the glass off, I won't be needing them now. Well, not until I like do some more readings. Have yourself a lovely day. What would the time be now then? 66 minutes. Oh, squinting, did you say? At least they work. Good stuff. Okay. A solution. Not a problem. Have the solution. Time. What time should I come on? 10:40, I think it was. 10:40. 11:40. Okay, about 11, nearly 11:50. I'm going now. I'll catch up with you guys soon. So have a fantastic morning, where we have 10 minutes left, or however many hours. Have a good day at school, babe. See you later. Take care. Much love.